Hello, folks. We are fresh off of our victory over Magma Rock, and we are ready to party in Fort Blocks. We're working on our last real challenge. The only one we have after this is Overachiever, and in order to do that, all I'm going to have to do is create a second account, start up a second client, log in, and kill myself a bunch of times, right? Because I believe that's okay. So P is this. There we go. Achievements. So done, 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 except for the PvP stuff. So that's going to be really easy for us to do after we get past this. This is our last real challenge, and I have a feeling this one's going to be tough. So here we are in Fort Blocks, which if you don't know where that is on the game map, if we go out of the cave and we look over in this direction, you can see the town over there. So it's just right in here. Fort Blocks is a series of logic puzzles. So these are gates, and you'll notice the gates have different shapes as we go through this. But essentially, the goal of each of these puzzles is to light up this by the door. In this case, this is real easy. We have a switch. We toggle the switch, powers this, and powers that, and doors up. They get a little bit more complicated from there. For example, here we have two switches. They each go into here, and then off into that. Now, this could be, they're logic gates, right? So it could be an and, an or, a zor, a zand. We hit this. Powering one doesn't get it, but powering both does. So we have an and switch. Here it gets a little bit more complicated. This is where we're headed. Now the shapes of these have significance, but I cannot remember. And then also we have this. So this, as we saw in the first puzzle. So here's our AND gate, which means this, and done. If one or the other is on, not done. This, our first puzzle, had a power switch. And you'll notice that when we hit it, this is still off, but it's powered after that. So this is a NOT gate, right? We hit the switch, power is converted to NOT, and it moves on to the next section and powered that one up. In this one that we're on now, we have a NOT, and we have, this is not an AND gate as we saw it before, because the AND gate had like a perpendicular T shape on it. So this is not an AND gate. This must be an OR. I don't see any other gates. So if we turn this one on, what happened? And if we turn that one on, then this is powered, right? And that brings power to this. But now we need to get power off to this rail so that the NOT gate fires and powers that on. So we need... Looks like just doing this is going to do it. No? Oh, is it all of them? What? Hold on. I'm not understanding something here. Must be this then. Turning it off again? Hmm. Used. Or do I just need to, maybe I just need to hit this. Yeah, there we go. So, had to turn one on to provide power, then had to turn the power off to trigger that NOT gate and open the doors. That wasn't so bad. I just made it a lot harder than it needed to be. All right, so here we've got this, and this branches off into two directions. It goes this way. Oh man, I gotta get up on top of this thing so I can see what's going on. So that goes here, and this is a NOT gate, NOT gate. This is a NOT and a NAND gate. So I need to trigger this. How did that turn the others on? Because it powered, flipped, and then did that. Okay. And then, yeah, there we go. It was a lot easier than I was making it out to be in my head. So I flipped that one, turned it off, and then that provided power down here to our AND gate. This is the same AND we saw in Puzzle 2. And then I had to turn the power off in order to trigger this NOT gate. And then Bob's your uncle, and there we go. Door is opened. And this, I believe, is the final challenge. Yes, and it is a whole different kettle of fish. Yeah, I definitely looked at this with the admin character because this all looks really familiar. And I believe I counted at the time, and this has 32 switches. 32 switches. That number should be significant, right? If you have 1 or 0, that's a bit, right? So we actually have a 32-bit switch. Or 4 bytes, if you will. Now, if we climb up here, we can see that all of this complicated piping, and I did remember when I looked at this before, I checked to see if it was something that was just dead simple, easy, and that like there was all this complicated stuff, but it was just a fake out because at the end it was like, oh, you know, all you have to do is hit one switch and we're good. And turns out I don't think that's the case. But we also see that here's the chest, it's behind this glass, and there's the door that needs to open. So we have, there's our terminus, here we have a knot. Is this a knot? Yeah, that's a knot. That is an ore, I believe. Or, I think they're ores. But you know what, maybe we can cheese this one. We know how to teleport. Maybe we can just teleport in there. Well, let me find my cheat engine. There you go, cheat engine. New scan. Unknown initial value. First scan. Increased value. I am higher. I am increased. Scan. Okay. Okay. Unchanged value. It'll take me some time to pare this down, but I'll get it. Still standing still, still standing still, still standing still, and increased value. And now I must go higher. Where's that ramp? That'll be handy for this. Hello? Right. Higher. Much higher. That's me. Okay, next scan. And unchanged value. Down to 139,000, 122, and decreased value, and go down. Next. Unchanged value, down to 16,000. Decreased value. Yeah. Jump off the thing. That's a pretty substantial decrease. Next scan. Unchanged value. And down to 3,000. Increased value. Changed. Some of these down. Use up some mana. Look the other direction. Scan still changed. 926, 913, 910. Okay. Decreased value. Moving down. Increased value. And I see I'm looking for a 4-byte value when I know that this is a float, but it shouldn't matter. Increased value. Unchanged value. it'll just make it harder to assess which is which here. 225. I think maybe I'm ready to try locking some of these. Pretty high up, I think. Yeah, I think I am, because the entrance to the cave should have been about ground level, which we determined before was like 100 or so, and now I'm up fairly high. I mean, these I don't think are them. Let's try one. Let's try this one here. Let's lock that. Nope. Float. That's what I'm looking for. Making it a little easier to identify, because, like, for example, I know these are definitely not it. Definitely not 0. Probably not negative, but let's leave that for now. These values are way outside of what we're looking for. Let's remove those. Now we're down to 186. Let's remove the rest of these. These, and these, these. Remove. And remove. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Sorry, guys. There we go. I'm just whittling down my variables here for my x-axis so that I can find my y and z again. Then I can kind of go from there. Pretty sure all of these are wrong too. It's kind of not the format of our floats. So we'll get rid of those. It's probably not these negative values either. And I haven't moved, but I also can't remember when my last scan was, so we're going to have to look for a decreased value here. Off. And run that scan. Okay, we're down to 43. Now, I haven't gone up or down, I've been on the floor, so the value, despite the fact that I've moved, should still be unchanged. There we go, now we got down to her. 6 addresses I can test. That's easy. Let's do this. This looks about right. Nope. Oh, okay. Surprised, but that's fine. Is it this one? No. Okay. Seems odd that it would be a negative number. Okay. Starting to think maybe I missed it. Yeah, I missed it. Damn it. Yeah, it's none of these. Son of a... Starting over. No, 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 no. New scan. This time I'm going to switch to a float right away. The value is unknown. Now the value will have decreased because I say goodbye, cruel world. Come on. What? Jump off the platform. Badoom. Next scan. Now it will have remained unchanged because even though I'm moving across 2 other planes, I should not have changed my up or down orientation. Now it will increase because I'm going to go up, per. And now it will increase again because I'm going to go a little higher. And it will increase again because I'm going to go a little higher. And then we'll increase again because I'm going to go a little higher. And now I'm going to stand still and it will remain unchanged while I weed these down because we're down to 237 already. And things are looking pretty good. 189. Now let's go with a decreased value and splat. And next. And we're down to 147. Can't decrease again, that's for sure. So let's go with an unchanged value. I am indeed on the floor, yes. Yes, I'm on the floor. So scan, and scan, and scan, and looks like we're good there. Now we're going to go over here. Same orientation, so should still remain unchanged. And now we're 40. And I think we can probably make our inferences based on this because we have some values that are definitely very much very similar looking. So let us start with, so we got 4, well, okay, it's definitely not this one. And it's unlikely to be this one. It's not that one. It would be unlikely for it to be an exact whole number like that. All right, so we have several here that look like our orientation. It's these that are 150. That one, whatever that one was, probably isn't because it moved and we didn't. Let's start with these 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, not one of them. Again, we're looking for the start of our pointers. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. None of those. 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. It's one of them. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? Yes. Lock that. Browse that memory region. And if we try and jump, there's that. And okay. This here. Copy that. That. Manually right there. This one is Z position. This one is X position. X position. Get it? And then can't see the memory addresses because the game's in the way, so I gotta move it on there. Then this is our Y position. If you're not sure how I arrived at those results, watch the Unbearable Revenge series, because that's how I figured that out. Alright, so we got our X, Y, and Z. It's probably not going to be as easy as this. Honestly, if we can simply teleport into the room and get the chest, I'm going to be kind of disappointed, but okay. Okay, so let's get rid of everything except for the ones that we're looking for, or looking at, because this is a lot of noise. Okay. Oh. I don't know why Cheat Engine does that sometimes. Tell it to remove the selected addresses and it just removes all of them. But that's fine. Maybe this is not a 4-byte, it's a float. Okay. This might be the only position that we need anyway, because we really only need Scooch in one direction a little bit. So let's change this to 400. No, 22. No, 22 497. And there you go. We're on the other side of the glass. Can we? Can't. Well, like I said, I would have been disappointed if we could have, so it's fine. Guess we got to figure this out after all. Top back on the other side of the glass. All right. I'm guessing this is. I mean, this. Okay, so this is a 32-bit code. It's not really like it's a big brain buster or anything. Really, what we're talking about here is time, sinking time into figuring it out. We could do it. We could sit down. We could even do it by hand with paper. We don't even really need to. Yeah, we could probably do it on paper if we spent enough time at it. I don't know if this is supposed to be enough monkeys at enough keyboards kind of situation. If it's just about, tenaciously fixing or following the breadcrumbs to find the path and working out the logic. It's not like it's. What I'm getting at is it doesn't seem like it's impossibly complicated. It just looks like it's really annoying. And so that's what leads me to believe that there may be another way that we could solve this. Let's see if we can find anything in Ghidra. We search for Blocky. Blocky chest, Blocky can use. So that's why we can't open the chest by teleporting in there. There is a function for can use, but maybe we can call can use. Maybe that's what the trick is. We're supposed to teleport in there and then just call that function to get it to work at us. I mean, the clue that we have here is cheating at puzzles, so that would certainly be cheating. Let's take a look at this can use function. Blocky chest can use. If 0 is less than ivar 4, cvar code int chest. If cvar is equal to 0, get quest by name Blocky. Okay. So if we get to this point, then give the player the quest for Blocky's revenge. Plus 30. This looks like it might be engineerable. Let me look through a little bit more, however, to see what else we have here in Ghidra. Here's a perform use. Okay. My name Blocky. Enter region. Okay, here's our enter region for the player. Ah, here we go. Perform set circuit inputs. What's this? What? RAM 2. Perform set circuit inputs. This basic string. What? This is not the kind of thing I would expect to see from a function like this. Basic string. Character card traits. Is this somehow like, do I need to have the right thing equipped or something? Bool, final output. Result, vector bool. Okay, all right. I'm gonna stop the video because I'm at 25 minutes, and this is gonna take some figuring. What? I don't even know what I'm looking at right now. PC equals car. What is this? Get achievement, game logical. If greater allocator. All right, I'm gonna have to like stare at this for a good long while. Is this gonna be like another Keegan challenge? That was not, but this is our last challenge. I wouldn't expect it to be easy. Okay. All right, I'm gonna spend some time thinking about this. I'm thinking that there's a very easy way to do this. Psyching myself out looking at the pseudocode right now, but I'm guessing it's actually going to be really, really something like stupid easy that you're easily like look over. Or maybe it'll be something, I don't know. At this point, to give you an idea of what my thoughts are as far as my approaches to this, I got a couple of ways I think that I can handle this. All right, so we have a door and we have a chest. We can get to the chest, but we can't open the chest. I believe that our ability to open the chest is governed by the the can use function here. So, thing first I'm going to try is trying to call the can use function and pass it whatever it's looking for in order to trigger that, which will probably allow us to just open the chest. If that doesn't work, then I am going to look and see if I can find, because, okay, all of this doesn't matter if we can get this to trigger. So if I can't call can use for the chest, look at this bugger right here. I'm going to see if we can just flip it on with some code. And then we'll open the door and presumably set the next stage of the quest and allow us to complete it. So that's number 2 in my thoughts. Number 3 is all right. Number 3 is possibly going to be more like number 5 after I come up with some more ideas. But my number 3 right now, as of my speaking, is to brute force this thing. Right? It's a 32-bit. You know, it's not that hard to brute force it. I just got to figure out. You know, I just got to get. I just got to get a DLL that will do it. And then, well, we could probably even wonder. Hold on. Go back to our I wonder. Oh no, actually, I would need to be running Wireshark. Well, I wonder if something is called when we hit one of these, and then I can just write a script that just sends those server commands, so it queues them up, and we can just try every combination, right? A 32 bits should be crackable. depending on how fast we can enter these, and assuming that there is no fail modes that will lock us out or anything after a set period of time, we should be able to crack it in maybe as few as a couple hours and as many as maybe a day or two. Shouldn't be that bad. My fourth idea is to sit down with a piece of paper and do all of the figuring and work it all out myself by hand. I don't want to do that. So hopefully I'll come up with more ideas and that will become idea the 10th instead of idea the 4th. What else am I thinking here? We gotta come up, there's gotta be something creative here. All right, so move my number 3 and number 4 down to number 4 and number 5. My new number 3 is to look through the code and see if there's just a solution. Maybe there's a comment or something. That would be funny, but it would also not be very challenging, so I'm assuming that's not the case. I'm psyching myself out with this one. All right, whatever. We're going to start with idea 1. I'm going to start working on that one, and I'll get back to you either when I think I got it or when I give up. And I'll tell you that I give up. Shouldn't be too hard, right? There's a function. Can use. Let me do can use. And let me go ahead and hop in here. Hop in here, so I'm with the chest, and then I will see if I can call that function. Should be able to, right? Should be. Okay, what I'm going to do to try this, my first idea is going to be to go back to the DLL that I've been writing, write up a, what is it? I can't remember what it was anymore. It's my own Blocky chest can use function. And then figure out what condition we're looking for here. Bool this call, can use. I guess I'll just have it return true. It looks like that's what we're doing, right? If I can get it to return true or whatever. Feed it what it wants and see if, inject that DLL and see if that works. That'd be good. We'll see. We'll see if it works. All right, I'm going to work on that, and I'll let you know how it goes.